Hello, my dear sisters and brothers and family of Our Lady of the Woods here in Woodhaven, Michigan. It's that weekly address once again. The last couple times I haven't been able to do it. I've been away on the Monday, but today I just want to kind of bring you up to date on what's going on. And of course, we'll keep this up until we have a sense that, the parish is kind of out of the COVID-19 pandemic mode. Today is a beautiful festival. It's a feast in a way. It's St. John the 23rd in our church calendar. What a phenomenal man. He was born in a large family, a poor family, eventually became a priest, then worked his way up through the life of the church, ended up being the Prince Cardinal of Venice, and of course, ultimately Pope. And it's kind of funny because there were certain sections of the hierarchy at the time that were kind of expecting him to kind of be a quiet, non-radical, kind of status quo pope. And they were hoping because he was older, he wasn't in the best of health, things would just kind of continue. And he just kind of let it go along the waves of what was happening at the moment. But John the 23rd was not to allow that to happen. He opened his heart to the Spirit, and of course, the Spirit breathed through the fresh air of the window of the church. And of course, we have Vatican II. One of my favorite quotes is what he shared when he said, "Consult not your fears, but your hopes and your dreams. Think not about your frustrations, but about your unfilled potential. Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but with what is still possible for you to do." Another quote that kind of is a good segue today with what I'd like to share with you in the parish is he also shared the following and said, "This is the Rosary of Mary, considered in its various elements, which are linked together in vocal prayer and woven into as in a delicate and rich embroidery full of spiritual warmth and beauty." End of quote. And of course, today is the month of October, one of the days in the month, and we celebrate traditionally the month of the Rosary. So I'm encouraging you. I know some of our daily Mass attendees pray the Rosary very much. I'm hoping that you're able to take time to pray the Rosary, pray as a family. When I was growing up, we had our block Rosary, so every Thursday night we knew after supper, my brother and I would be going with our parents to one of the families on the block, and we would pray the Rosary. At the time, we really didn't think it was something, young boys would want to do, but it certainly helped us as we grew in our life, and we would go to different families on our block, pray the Rosary, and of course, what we liked afterwards is that they were older people and older grandparents, so we used to get some ice cream or cookies after the Rosary. But I invite you to really take this time to allow the power of the Rosary to enter your hearts. Certainly here in the wall of our parish office, I try to use this as our monthly focus for our staff. And this is kind of what we have this month with the Rosary. We have on the wall where St. Teresa de Lisieux says, "The Rosary is a long chain that links heaven and earth." Pope Francis, "The Rosary is spiritual medicine." St. John Paul II, "To recite the Rosary is nothing other than to contemplate with Mary the face of Christ." One of my favorite saints, Padre Pio, "The Rosary is the weapon for these times." And then, of course, St. Lucia of Fatima, "There is no problem, I tell you, no matter how difficult it is, that we cannot solve by the prayer of the Holy Rosary." And then, of course, we have the 4 sets of mysteries of the Rosary. Those 3 that were very common all through the years, of course, the joyful, the sorrowful, and the glorious. And then what St. John Paul II had added, the luminous mysteries. And so each of those moments is a beautiful kind of encounter, an alignment with our heart to the heart of Jesus through the spiritual journey of walking with Mary. So I encourage you this month to say the Rosary. I encourage you to allow the Rosary to be a real prayer moment in your life. This week, we have a funeral on Wednesday at 9:30. Richard Sobolak, he was one of our shut-ins, homebound ministry people that we would go to and pray with, and he would receive communion. Last week, there were 3 funerals in the parish. a wedding, baptism classes, so it's like it's pre-pandemic, but we're getting there. But please know that on Wednesday there will be a mass, at the funeral mass at 9:30 for Richard Sobolak. This Thursday, October 14th, coming along, we have our monthly staff meeting with the staff at 10 a.m. And then we will have the Family Pastoral Council at St. Cyprian's at 6:30 in the evening. As you're well aware that our family of parishes, the 6 parishes, what are they? St. Roch, Flat Rock, Our Lady of the Woods, Woodhaven, St. Joe's and St. Timothy's in Trenton, St. Cyprian's in Riverview, and Sacred Heart on Grosse Ile. We are now a family. We've already selected a director of mission support. She's on board, and we'll get to let you know more and more about her job. There's the director of discipleship that's coming on board soon. But this meeting that will be this Thursday coming at 6:30 is the Pastoral Council. So there'll be 2 representatives from each of the 6 parishes that will be on the Pastoral Council. After December of this year, starting January 2022, the regular parish Pastoral Council of Our Lady of the Woods will no longer be as it was. It certainly will be kind of, I've asked them to stay on kind of as a consultative group, and they'll need to kind of, be able to discuss things. So be aware that we are moving ahead with the family of parishes. Also, Friday, October 15th, we would like to invite you again, the adult faith formation session to pray like Mary will be at 6 p.m. It says on the paper in the church, but I'm going to put it in the social hall. We had 10 people show up for the first session to pray like Mary, and they actually want to do a few more of those sessions. So we'll see after this second adult faith formation to pray like Mary, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. October 15th in the social hall. Then just to have you be aware that finally, from Sunday afternoon, October 17th until Thursday afternoon, October 21st, the priest will be in convocation with the Archbishop up at Boyne Mountain. I always get them, I don't know, it's Boyne Mountain or Boyne Falls, one of the two, it's up there somewhere. Anyway, I've been there before. And so I'll be gone. So there'll be no masses here at Our Lady of the Woods that week. We certainly would invite you to the masses that are available at St. Stephen's in New Boston that week, or St. Mary's, the Annunciation in Rockwood. I'm also checking out, there was to be a communion service in one of the parishes of our family. So I'll let you know about that as soon as I hear. So finally, I go to a cartoon. It kind of connects October 2nd, which was the Feast of the Guardian Angels, and it ties in the Rosary. And it's kind of funny. I love what it looks like here. It's this whole issue of a man and woman, husband and wife, and they're in bed, they're sleeping. And of course, have you ever thought when you're sleeping with your spouse that you have a guardian angel and your spouse is a guardian angel? And what happens when those 2 guardian angels have to connect? And in this cartoon, the one guardian angel says, "I win again! Your human fell asleep before the second Hail Mary." And the other guardian angel says, "Ugh, no fair. Now you get to finish the Rosary 3 times this week." And at the end, at the bottom of the cartoon, it says, "Fighting over the Rosary again." Guardian angels, they're there. Hope you believe in them. But especially if you're married, just think of the fun those 2 guardian angels have. One with your spouse and one with you. Have a very pleasant week. And again, try to pray the Rosary. And we invite you to, allow that Rosary to be a power in your life. Take care. God bless.